know the history behind female body waxing?
Yeah, so the history behind female body waxing actually goes back to ancient Egypt, where women and men alike would take sugary, waxy substances. It wasn't always like beeswax and it wasn't always honey, but it was sometimes like a combination of the two. And they would actually eliminate all of their body hair. And they did it for aesthetic purposes primarily, because the less body hair you had, that meant that the less or the more status you had as a person.
What is the most painful thing you have done to enhance your beauty?
The most painful thing that I've ever done would be to have a Brazilian waxing.
And I waxed myself. I waxed my face.
Be getting my eyebrows waxed.
I've waxed my sideburns and like my chin.
When did female body waxing come into mainstream?
I think female body waxing, like I said, has always kind of been part of mainstream, dating back to the ancient Egyptians. I think it's really become popular as women have started to travel to beauty salons. So back in the 20s and 30s in North America, women were very focused on their hair and their appearance. And as soon as waxing became a part of a beauty salon and part of a spa type atmosphere, I think that's really when it became very mainstream. In modern times, the porn revolution of the 70s and just women being aware of what other women looked like naked. And as porn evolved into less and less hair, women in mainstream evolved to have less and less hair.
What are some reasons for doing this painful process?
And that was a lot of my clientele, was women that had gotten divorced and were back into the dating pool and thought that this is something that they needed to do to be a good candidate in the dating pool.
Most people don't like having body hair, either it's a personal thing.
Oh, well, I like to look my best. And if I want to look my best, I just have to do what I have to do to look my best. And if that means I have to wax my face because I don't like being hairy, then I'm going to wax my face.
Then I can't have that. And getting my eyebrows arched. I didn't want to look like I had two big caterpillars like on my face. And it was kind of me maturing and growing up.
I have heard of some people doing it for like their significant other, special occasions.
Like, it's necessary if you're like in some type of relationship sometimes. Okay, can we stop? I don't want to use any of this.
Nope, keep going.
All right. Sometimes when you're in a relationship, I feel like it's necessary to like look your best, and people think that's what it should look like, but in reality, it really doesn't matter what it looks like.
Do you think this kind of painful process is worth any of the reasons that have been given to start waxing, stuff like that?
I don't know, a lot of people seem to like it. It's instant gratification, it hurts for a moment, and then, you get, the desired result from it.
I will say that like eyebrows and lips and arms and leg waxing, underarm waxing, I think for women has just become convenience. Why would you shave every single day when you can pay somebody to get waxed and your hair is pretty much gone for 2 or 3 weeks sometimes?
Do you believe that this ritual is necessary in order to fit in?
It's just a personal choice that they make, and they pay the money to come and have it done.
Well, to fit in, you have to be a part of the norm, and being a part of the norm means you have to do certain things. So you will have to do those things to fit in if you're trying to be a part of that type of group. And yeah, so it will be necessary.
Yes and no. Yes, because people will talk about you if your makeup isn't to the T, or what they say, beat to the gods. and like some people don't even care. So I mean, I guess that's why my answer would be yes and no.
Yeah, especially if you want to be seen as more feminine.
No, I don't think that ritual is necessary at all to fit in. Because if you meet a guy or a girl that likes you the way that you are, when it comes down to intimate relationships, you shouldn't have to worry about what you look like.
Are there any dangers to waxing?
So there's lots of dangers to waxing, and primarily it's because of either the ignorance of the person getting waxed or the person that is waxing. And that's why it's always super important that you get waxed by a licensed professional and not just somebody with a wax pot at a nail salon.
There could be dangers to waxing if it's not done properly. If the sanitation's bad, you can get some, serious skin infections.
The other thing on the side of the esthetician is they need to be using a new clean stick every time they dip into that wax pot, because if they are not, they are then transferring whatever is onto your skin into the wax and then back again onto your skin and possibly onto somebody else's skin. And if they're doing it to you, that means that they're doing it to other people, which means that they could be transferring things from other people onto your skin.
Some people do have reactions to wax. Some people have allergies to wax or pre or post waxing products.
Another thing is a latex allergy. If your esthetician is a good one, she should be wearing gloves every single time she waxes you. And if she's wearing latex gloves and you're allergic, you need to make sure that you let your waxing person know.
We do have kind of like a form to fill out before you get waxed. Like the first time getting waxed, we ask some key questions like, have you ever had a reaction to waxing? Are you on any skincare medications that would interfere? Medications, reactions to wax, allergies to skincare products, things like that.
Most acne medications, including like benzoyl peroxide,
Accutane or
tetracycline,
retinol, and they get waxed, it can literally tear their skin.
those sorts of things can make you very, very susceptible to burning, to peeling, and to actually receiving second and third degree burns just from the wax, which can then cause permanent scarring as either a pink scar or like a hyperpigmentation, which is a darkening of the skin that gets affected. Being on your menstrual cycle can make you much more sensitive to waxing. I typically tell my clients that the week after your menstrual cycle is going to be your best week to get waxed, and that's full body, just because you can react so heavily either the week before or the week of your menstrual cycle. They should also be putting a mirror in front of your face and saying, what do you like, what don't you like, so that you don't get up from the chair and have eyebrows very different than what you thought you were going to have. Avoid alcohol before you get waxed, because that increases blood flow and can increase ripping and tearing and bleeding just from the affected area. Just listen to your esthetician, because a good one will tell you what you should be doing beforehand and afterhand so that you don't get burned or scarred or torn or have a terrible experience.